Okay, so for this video, I had some requests for showing how to soften rabbit leather. So this one is already done. You can see it's very soft. Up here, there's some slight discoloration, but nothing too bad. And so you can see on the edges here, this still hasn't been stretched because I don't tend to bother with doing the very edges. This is a little bit of fat that I can get off with my tweezers. That was just left over. Like that. And all you do is you pull. I use a kind of wrenching motion like that. And you can get it in. But I will show you on one that's not finished. And see these dark spots? Just kind of scrape them out, and that's really soft there. So these little bits are little tiny areas that haven't been stretched yet. I'm not too worried about it on this one. I don't really stretch them to perfection, but you can. And the more you do it, obviously the softer it will get. So this is very, very, very soft. On the other side, this is not a prime rabbit. As you can see, there's some hair. Well, it's not hair loss, but it's not very thick hair because this was a meat rabbit. So young. Definitely not prime, so you can definitely get nicer quality hair, but if it's going to get eaten, it might as well get tanned as well. So there's the finished one. Now here is one that's been sitting out. Now, looks really funny, but it's already, this is basically the perfect drying stage. See how it's, does not move, but it's not really hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's not so hard that you can't move it around. And it creases really easily. So see, creates that crease. Now there's a white crease there, and that means it's ready to go. Crease. See, that was the crease that I just bent. That means it's ready to go. Now this black on the white, that just means that this rabbit was shedding. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. And when you're fleshing it, this will look kind of blackish as well, and this area will be more bluish pink. But don't worry about this. You did nothing wrong. This rabbit just wasn't in prime coat. Nothing you can do about that if these are meat rabbits. So what I'm going to do is make sure you don't hang on as much to the hair because you'll pull it out. So I tend to fold it. So I'm holding a small piece. You can see as I stretch the fibers, it will become soft. Now, you can do this as well over something hard, like a dull axe, and work it back and forth, pull it back and forth like that. I usually don't do that until the second softening. And honestly, these ones have gone, they've been sitting in my garage and have been drying for a little too long. So if it gets too wet, just spray a little bit of water on it. But it's definitely still workable at this stage. Now this white one might be a little easier. Yeah, this one's a little bit softer. So when it's kind of at that perfect stage, you can really easily. So that dark to the nice white, and the white is what's already stretched. And I'm going pretty hard on it too, so don't be afraid to put in some pressure. However, you don't want to put in so much pressure that it rips. Now you'll get a kind of a feel for how much give you have depending on each skin you have, and the older rabbits are much thicker skinned than these young guys. But you know, all I really have to do is kind of push with my thumb on this guy right here. This is his leg hole. I don't tend to work too much around the leg hole because most of the time it's going to get cut off if this is being used anyway, because who wants a little hole? But I like to leave them there anyway, just because I find it nicer to organize my pelts, either hanging by the leg holes or all at least folded in the same way. So makes it easier so I can tell what part is which. So this guy is almost done actually. I just work all the way around using my thumb, pushing See, there's some inside bits, but he's really soft. Now these are tanned for garment. Oh, this is a nice soft Rex guy, actually. This wasn't a prime coat, but this is a really soft Rex. You can see it's very thick and plush. But these were tanned using Liquitan, which is a liquid paint-on tan. I find it very easy to use. I've used it on goats, sheep, and rabbits now, and they work quite nicely. Oh, and deer. I have done deer and a raccoon with it as well. So it's very versatile. You need barely any for doing the rabbits. So it's pretty good quality stuff for if you're just doing a smaller amount. Now, any of the paint-on tans I think would be totally fine for rabbits. And that's just a little bit of flesh that was left on there. You can peel it off or leave it on. It's completely, obviously, preserved. It's not going to do anything, but it makes it a little thicker when you might want it a little softer. So he's looking good. Very pretty and clean. And that's how I do my first softening. And I will do a video on how I'm going to soften with this guy because he's a little too hard, but I'll show you how I do my end softening to make sure they're super soft. So I'll link to that video in the description. Thanks, guys. Bye.